reading chapter 14, Höfjarian Collective from Collective Minds from the series The White Wizard of Höfjar. Do enjoy.
Draconum wakes on her lap. She pops open her eyes to see Leof's smiling face above her. "We did it thanks to you," Leaf says, nearly laughing. Draconum is bombarded with aches and pains in various places, and with a sticky goo upon her skin. The smell is of cornflour, honey, spruce, and other assorted ingredients typical of Leo. "Don't wipe it off if you know it's good for you," Leaf says, seeing Draconum trying to inspect it. Draconum has been washed clean and wears a fresh gown. "How long was I out?" she asks, quite dizzy. 2 hours, Leaf smiles at her. "You suffered exhaustion, amongst other minor injuries. You'll be fine." The two slowly stand. The village is suddenly alert on their cue, and the two find themselves surrounded by a crowd of denizens, Yo and army soldiers. A chiseled elven female stands before them as a painting out of a myth. With a Stensonian voice, she speaks. "You lured them all to you, and we slew them from the rear," Kairos tells Draconum, standing tall and still as a grand statue. "I am honored to finally meet you," she professes, extending her hand to Draconum. "Your father would be proud of you. I see that you are following his dream of a free Höfjar. I know this memorable night is in our history is just the beginning, the making of a one greater yet." Thank you," Draconum answers, shaking her head, her face questioning but delighted all the same. Mainly, Draconum's mind is stuck on marveling at the grand physique of this elf. Her grip is firm before embracing her just as firmly. "Forgive my manners," Kairos goes on, seeing the confusion on Draconum's face. "I am Kairos. I command the soldiers here. This is the second village attacked. The first was in the west, where the animals thwarted their attempts. That was a mere 2 days ago. They are moving on us without delay. We must do the same in our preparations. I'd like to inform you that if your path would have been the army, you would have done well. I see in you the greatness that was your father, swift of mind and skill, despite what I've heard about your physical limitations. I see none. You are more than aptly equipped. I would be proud to have you if ever you decide." "Don't encourage her!" A sharp voice jumps from behind the rear of Kairos. They both turn to see Venter and the rest of the class. Kairos bows to them, feeling her heart pierced by the sudden keenness of the glare that is Venter's. "Forgive me, lady. I meant only to speak truth. Your daughter is a hero to all. We are fortunate. You have done us all a great service. She has heart and skill beyond any I have seen." "I know." Venter's voice is unwavering. "She is on the council, not a warrior, not associated with the army. I do believe that you have duties to attend. Am I not correct?" "Yes, Lady Venter." Kairos bows again, then regards Draconum, bowing once more, now eager to depart. She proceeds straight away, with firm strides, and the rest of the soldiers assemble following her in the same fashion. Though Kairos left without argument, she knows of Draconum from Ginkgo and Elm, who have spoken many times to Draconum's desires. Kairos knows well that Jocunum would prefer to fight on the field with other warriors rather than to serve on the council, enduring long hours of just talk and conversation. For this, hope stirs in her that one day she will fight alongside Jocunum. Jocunum barely notices her mother greeting her as her eyes are glued to Kairos. She is possibly the largest alpha female I have ever seen, Jocunum blurts out. This does not bode well with Venter. Venter has been hugging Jocunum. She lets go and crosses her arms, disapproving. Sumar leans in and whispers in Venter's ear. Grandma, a teacher, approaches after watching the ordeal and not giving Venter a second chance at her child. Thank you, Lady Jocunum, she says swiftly before Venter looks her way. Thank you, lady. You grew up finer than anyone could imagine. Jocunum hardly hears her, but she looks into her eyes and reaches out to embrace the woman. When Jocunum accepts, Granta leans in and whispers, I was wrong. You have made me see my errors. I am helping them read. Please don't let the army come for me. She leans out as Venter gets suspicious. Grana smiles and walks away. Jocunum is taken with this, not understanding what she means by take me. She sees more and more approach and allows her words to pass along. Elves come who once ridiculed her. They are now thanking her and looking upon her with reverence. It seems they all are waiting for her to wait. The whole village wants to stop and embrace her, give their thanks and gratitude. She feels like she is daydreaming. Tuli even approaches, but with a group of girlfriends saying, This is my sister. Tuli waits where all the others hug. She's twirling her hair nervously. But before she can walk away, Jocunum grabs Tuli's hand with both of hers. Tuli's eyes bulge, but Jocunum just shakes her hand, this time, without magic or ill intent. Tuli raises her eyebrows and her hand to examine them, then flings her arms around Jocunum. Forgive me, sister. Jocunum smiles. Forgive me. I do. Tuli's face grows wide with joy. Then she runs off with her friends, gossiping and pointing. Come, Jocunum's mother says impatiently behind us. Farfatir is gathering everyone to meditate on peace. She squeezes Jocunum tight and keeps her close as they walk. I see Shinlin kept by your side, Jocunum remarks. And you ran off wildly, inviting death, Venter adds stern. She squeezes Jocunum tight and kisses her forehead gently, easing her face. I know you are strong, but you can't keep doing this. Doing what, Mom? You know what I'm saying. Running off all alone, putting yourself in harm's way. Your ideas have greatly helped Hafjar. The council is where you belong, don't you see? Is that what you think? Perhaps I was given a gift of magic to help Hafjarians in ways not cooped up with close-minded elfers. Jocunum glances around, wanting to run away again. She spots Groan, Mullen, and Ravine's arms laced together in mirth in their companionship. Further, she spots Liuf. She then ducks and twists herself out of her unsuspecting mother's arms and darts over to where Liuf is. Venter sighs. Shinlin offers his arm, seeing. Lady, shall we? Venter takes it more gracious than ever this time. Yes, she mutters, staring off in the distance at nothing in particular. Venter tries to smile as she and Shinlin meet with her sister, Bartek, around the large fig tree in the center of their village, where other alphas are gathering. Jocunum briskly walks up to Liuf, who is laughing with Saparilla, Baqueto, and Fenway. "Hey there," she says, announcing herself. They all turn and greet her with much warmth in their hearts. "If it isn't the half-jar hero," Saparilla boasts, seeing Jacunum approach. "We have never talked much, being that I'm much older than you, but I have heard a great deal about your deeds. I am honored to meet you, Lady Husami. I'd like to be friends, too." She extends her hand to Jacunum. "I am Saparilla, but most call me Rilla." "Well," Jacunum says, "any friend of Leof can certainly be a friend of mine, Rilla." "I see you escaped your mother," Leof says, looking around for Lady Venter. "I hope that she's not mad at us or anything." "For what reason would she be mad at you, Lou?" Jacunum asked, confused. "Because you are here with me and not with her," Leof answered. "Havarti, if she is mad, it is me," Jacunum replies. Baqueto and Fernway pat Jacunum on the back. They both race to congratulate her, speaking over each other, making their speech incomprehensible. Jacunum laughs, taking comfort. "I will give her my blessing for the Shinlin guy, if that would make her happy. And let me be who I was born to be," Jacunum informs them all. "Well said," Saparilla approves. "My mom had to learn the same thing when I decided to join those Yo. Don't look now, but I think that Pluo guy you like to avoid just found you, and he's coming this way," Baqueto informs Jacunum. "Ugh," Jacunum voices. "And I thought he was getting it." "He's really handsome," Saparilla points out, recording Pluto, walking up to meet them, sullen and confident, all at the same time. "Yes," Baqueto agrees. "Maybe, but save your judgment until he speaks," Jacunum replies, not looking at Pluto. "If you don't mind me saying," Leof adds, "he is better looking than that ginkgo." "Well, I'm not interested in either," Jacunum avows. "Who, then?" Fernway inquires, nudging Jacunum's shoulder with eager eyes and a boyish laugh. "I'm only interested in getting to Cheo at the moment, and not talking about this," Jacunum declares, rolling her eyes, then looks towards Leof. "To Cheo, yes. Oh, I really would like to meet him," Saparilla professes, jumping up with felicity. The whole group's eyes alight in excitement at the idea. "Let's go, then," Jacunum insists, seeing their faces, and turns towards her home. "He was left sealed up, and I'm sure he's afraid." "Let us hurry, then," Leof expresses, excited. "Oh, poor thing." "The meditation will start in a few minutes," Fernway adds. As Plo is walking away, with his mouth open to speak to the group, they take off running. He closes his mouth, dismayed, but Saparilla yells back to him, "Come on with us! Hurry!" Fernway, too, turns to signal for Pluo to follow. Pluo does. He has become rather glum, feeling projected for the first time in his life. Renewed hope stirs in him as he runs after the group, hopeful. With nimble and daft movements, the merry group runs red-cheeked and mouthed, with laughter to the Husami tree. A gentle noise of breathing is at the edge of their hearing. It falls upon their sharp ears as they emerge panting to the open tree, with Baqueto arriving first. "It's open!" he shouts back at the rest. "I'm going in!" Baqueto doesn't wait for the others to answer, but he hurries through the foyer and into the kitchen, where he finds Chicheyu fast asleep on the floor. Proud of his victory, he touches the young dragon on the shoulder and raises his other hand into the air. Leof, Fernway, and Pluo come thrashing through next, pushing their way and each other, trying to be the first to enter. "Second! Fernway announces. No way! Leo and Pluo both retort together. Buceo! Checheo exclaims, opening his livid eyes and peering around to get sight of all the others. Plu, Lee, Tree! He shouts with delight, knocking Buceo over by accident. Come with us, Jacunum tells Checheo, glancing sympathetically to Buceo on the ground. Leo rushes over to give Buceo a hand, and Checheo regards him apologetically. Buceo just laughs unfazed. We must go, Saparilla urges to Checheo, reaching for his shoulder. Before he knew it, all of the elves were trying to grab him, so he goes without question, trusting the elves. They hold hands along the way, as happy Höfjarians often do. Saparilla grabs Checheo first. Leo and Jacunum together, then Buceo and Pluo. Fernway then grabs Checheo's other hand. They come again to the belt of trees near the center. Most of the trees are tall oaks, but here and there are elm trees, and ash stand proud. The group twists through the tree homes. It is the final minutes traveling back to the assembly of the elves all clustered together. Their low mumbles and chatter rise into the air, lifting it. They form themselves in a circle, half circle in the center, ring around Fafnir as he speaks. My friends, family, fellow Höfjarians, Fafnir is expressing, we gather here in a great time of need. Checheo watches his elf friends curiously, wanting to ask, but they seem busy, seated cross-legged and holding hands with eyes closed. So he tries to mimic them, but being that his tail is too large and his legs not designed for such a position, he falls over, knocking over a good portion of them. They turn patiently to hush him. Checheo returns their gesture, putting his large paw over his mouth. But he seems confused until Jacunum and Leo pat their belly and make the sleep sign by pressing their palms together. Checheo shakes his head and lies on the ground. His large body takes up rather a large area, touching other trees behind him. The elves then slowly inch around so he can hold hands and touch the baby dragon. The dragon's sensation of awkwardness leaves him, replaced by a sense of being part of the elven group. He observes all of the elves, more elves than he had imagined, and he begins to feel very accepted and loved. His eyes glisten. Now close your eyes and listen first to your own breath, Fafnir is saying. Checheo closes one eye, watching the other, still unsure of what is happening. Listen now to the breath of your neighbor, Fafnir continues. Listen to the heartbeat of the tree. Let your ears hear its rhythm, traveling deep to the earth beneath. Listen as it travels to speak with the other trees. Travel with it. Let us travel together, feeling each other with one mind, one thought, our souls embracing. Peace to Höfjar. Peace is with us. We are one in peace. So as the minutes slip away, each forgets their troubles, or at least it ceases to have any power over them while listening. Listen they do. They hear each other, and the trees as the roots spread beneath the earth, and they trace them with their minds, listening as concealed sediments and the cool and clear air hailing morning draws near. I'm so glad you enjoyed that chapter, and we have more coming. So remember, like, subscribe, share with your friends. Books are available at Barnes & Noble, Ingram, and Amazon, paperback or ebook. And if you have any questions, I do like questions, or any comments, please put them in the comment section. I will reply to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much. And until next time.